Okay, so you want to know about NVIDIA, huh?
Buckle up.
Yeah, get ready for a wild ride.
We're going from
Denny's booths.
Yeah, Denny's booths to
To trillion-dollar valuations.
trillion-dollar valuations.
It's seriously, though, it's fascinating.
It is.
How they've constantly adapted,
Adapt?
predicted major shifts.
Shifts in tech.
They weren't just lucky,
Whoa.
calculated risk-taking.
Yeah.
Especially that early bet on AI.
Exactly. Remember those old PCs?
Uh-huh.
Mostly for work and spreadsheets and stuff.
Yeah.
But NVIDIA saw the potential for entertainment.
Yeah.
3D graphics, video games.
Way back in the 90s.
The 90s. And get this.
What?
They hadn't even seen a PC before starting the company.
That's a fun fact.
So let's rewind to the beginning.
Okay.
1993.
1993.
A Denny's booth.
Denny's. Yep.
3 engineers.
3 engineers with a vision.
Jensen Huang.
Chris Malachowski.
And Curtis Prime.
Countless cups of coffee later.
I bet. Did you read about their first investor? Don Valentine, right?
Yeah, Silicon Valley legend.
Basically told them, if you lose my money, I'll kill you.
Talk about pressure.
No kidding.
But that investment,
Yeah.
it was crucial.
It was.
Allowed them to create their first chip, the NV1.
Okay, so the NV1.
Now, we got to understand the tech landscape back then.
Right.
3D graphics were still pretty new and no clear winner.
Okay.
Like which technology would be the standard.
So no one knew what would take off.
Exactly.
And NVIDIA, being NVIDIA,
The newcomers.
decided to go their own way.
They did. They bet on this thing.
What was it?
Quadratic texture mapping.
Quadratic?
Yeah. Didn't become the industry standard.
So not a great bet.
Nope.
Ouch.
Plus, the NV1 was expensive.
Okay.
And they tied their fate to the Sega Saturn.
The Sega Saturn.
Another gamble that didn't really pan out.
So their first big swing, basically a whiff.
Pretty much.
I bet Don Valentine was sweating a bit.
You'd think, right. But this is where NVIDIA's resilience shines. Okay, tell me about this.
They pivoted.
Pivoted how?
They created the Riva 128.
Riva 128, okay.
It had 2D, 3D, and video acceleration.
All on one chip?
All in one chip.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a hit.
That's amazing. So they dodged a bullet.
They did. Big time.
Proved they could course correct.
Yep.
But how did they go from near death to GPU kings?
Not just one big hit after another.
Okay, so what happened?
The GeForce 256 in '99.
GeForce 256.
Major turning point.
Why?
They actually coined the term GPU.
GPU.
Graphics Processing Unit.
Right.
And this chip, it wasn't just for graphics. It wasn't. It was a powerhouse.
Okay.
For 3D calculations.
So that's huge for
everything, pretty much.
So they're starting to lay the groundwork.
They are.
But it's still early days. What catapulted them?
A few key things.
Okay.
They embraced the AGP slot.
AGP slot, what's that?
Basically, it let GPUs access system memory directly.
Directly.
So way faster. It meant breaking with the existing standard.
Another risk.
Another risk.
So betting on the future again.
They were good at that. And then their partnership with Microsoft. For the original Xbox.
Bro, the Xbox.
Yeah, that was a gamble.
But it paid off.
Big time.
Wow, going head-to-head with Intel.
800-pound gorilla.
So the Xbox, all about Halo, pushing gaming forward.
Yep.
That was running on an NVIDIA chip.
It was. NVIDIA's chip, powerful.
Powerful.
Customizable, too.
That's why Microsoft liked it.
Exactly.
So that deal, what did it do for NVIDIA?
Money, obviously.
Okay, lots of money.
But also proof.
Proof of what?
They could play in the big leagues.
And win. And win.
Right. Okay, but they didn't just dominate gaming, right?
Right.
They had some, shall we say, friction.
With Intel, yeah.
The Intel rivalry.
Legendary lawsuits, public jabs, even satirical cartoons.
Really?
It was a full-blown tech showdown.
I bet.
Eventually, they reached a cross-licensing agreement. Okay, so they worked it out.
But those early battles
Yeah.
show how fierce the competition was.
So, gaming empire, near-death experience.
Yep.
Battling a tech titan. But somewhere in this,
Somewhere in all this.
they're planting the seeds for AI dominance.
Right.
How did they even see that coming?
It's remarkable their long-term vision.
Yeah.
Early 2000s, they recognized
Recognize what?
that GPUs, with their parallel processing, they were perfect.
Perfect.
The complex calculations AI needs.
AI, wow. So they saw that early.
They did.
Amazing.
So they created CUDA.
CUDA, break that down for me.
Okay, think of it like a language.
A language.
Unlocks the true power of GPUs.
Okay.
Especially for AI, like machine learning.
So they make this tool, CUDA. makes GPUs perfect for AI.
Right.
But AI was mostly sci-fi back then.
It was, but they had this foresight.
It's incredible.
Developed CUDA before the world knew about AI.
Wow. And then companies like OpenAI.
OpenAI, the creators of ChatGPT.
Right, ChatGPT.
They needed serious computing power.
And NVIDIA was ready.
They were.
It's like they were playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers.
Exactly. That early bet on AI plus gaming dominance. Adapting, learning from mistakes.
That's how they became a trillion-dollar company.
Pretty much. But, you know, every success story has its bumps.
Oh, yeah. NVIDIA's had their share.
From memory issues to controversial programs to a failed mega acquisition.
It's a lot.
It is.
Let's unpack those.
Okay.
See what we can learn.
Let's do it. Let's start with that GeForce GTX 970 memory issue.
Oh, yeah. Back in 2015.
2015, big one for PC gamers.
PC gamers, yeah. They know their stuff.
Essentially, they marketed it as having 4 GB of video memory.
4 GB?
But only 3.5 GB was easily accessible.
Oh, I see.
The rest, slower, cost performance issues.
In some games.
Yep, so basically...
They got caught exaggerating.
Kind of, yeah.
I bet the gaming community was not happy.
They were not.
So
class action lawsuit, negative press.
Oof.
NVIDIA settled, paid out millions.
Billions.
Yeah, it highlighted something important.
What's that?
Transparency.
Oh.
Accurate specs, especially for tech-savvy audiences.
Like PC gamers?
Exactly. You can't pull the wool over their eyes.
Lesson learned for NVIDIA.
For sure.
But then there was that GeForce partner program.
Yeah, 2018.
What happened there?
Supposed to streamline things with PC manufacturers.
Streamline how?
But it seemed like they were forcing manufacturers.
Forcing them to do what?
To only use NVIDIA GPUs for certain benefits.
So like if a company wanted to make a gaming laptop with the latest NVIDIA chip, they couldn't also offer models with AMD cards.
That was the perception, yeah.
So basically trying to control the market.
Kinda, yeah. It sparked a backlash.
I can imagine.
People accused them of anti-competitive practices.
Stifling innovation.
All that. They scrapped the program eventually.
But it hurt their reputation.
Definitely left a mark.
It's interesting how a company can be so forward-thinking, like with AI, but then stumble with these business practices.
It happens. Even the most innovative companies make mistakes.
Right.
The key is to learn and adapt.
And to their credit, it seems like NVIDIA did.
They did. Much more careful since then.
Okay, so they've had their bumps.
They have.
But they've achieved incredible things.
Incredible things.
Especially with AI and data centers.
Let's dive into those.
You mentioned their GPUs were perfect for AI.
Right. It's all about parallel processing.
Explain that.
Traditional CPUs.
The brains of most computers.
They handle tasks one after another.
Okay, secret.
Creepy use, though.
Yeah?
They handle thousands of tasks simultaneously.
So like multitasking on a whole new level.
Exactly. Think of it like this.
Okay.
CPU is a single chef making a complex meal.
Right.
GPU is a team of chefs, each specializing.
Working together much faster.
That's the idea.
So AI, with all its algorithms and data, it needs that parallel processing power.
Needs it to crunch all those numbers.
And NVIDIA, with their gaming-focused GPUs...
They were already ahead.
Way ahead.
They saw the potential early on.
When others didn't.
Exactly. Invested heavily in CUD.
That programming language.
Yep. Made it easier to use GPUs for AI.
And it paid off.
Paid off big time.
NVIDIA GPUs are now the go-to choice.
For AI researchers, developers, everyone. Powering image recognition.
Natural language processing.
Self-driving cars, all of it.
So basically the same tech that makes video games look amazing is now behind this whole AI revolution.
It is incredible, right?
It is. But we can't forget about data centers.
Data centers.
Those massive server farms.
The backbone of the internet, the cloud.
So what's NVIDIA's role there?
Data centers need immense computing power.
Yeah, to handle all that data.
And NVIDIA's GPUs are perfect for that.
Again, because of the parallel processing.
We got it.
So they handle those massive workloads better.
Way more efficiently than traditional CPUs.
So they're essential for
cloud computing, big data, AI training.
So they're not just powering the games we play.
Nope.
They're powering the internet itself.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's insane.
It is. And this data center business.
Yeah.
Major revenue driver for them now.
I got
specialized GPUs for this market.
And they've partnered with
the big cloud providers.
Like who?
Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud.
So they're making their tech accessible to everyone.
To businesses of all sizes, yeah.
So from struggling to survive to powering gaming, AI, data centers,
They've come a long way.
it's clear they have a knack for spotting opportunities.
And adapting to new markets.
They're not just sitting still.
Nope, they're making moves in emerging tech too.
Like what?
The metaverse, autonomous driving.
Okay, let's talk about those.
Let's do it.
The metaverse is still kind of a mystery to a lot of people.
Yeah, it is.
What's NVidia doing there?
The metaverse, at its core, it's about immersive, interactive virtual worlds.
So like the next evolution of the internet.
Exactly. You step inside websites, interact in 3D.
That's wild. And NVIDIA sees this as a big opportunity.
Huge opportunity for their tech and the future of computing.
I can see why they'd be excited.
Those virtual worlds.
Yeah.
They're going to need some serious graphics power.
To look real, to feel real.
That's where NVIDIA comes in.
They're providing the hardware.
Hardware, software, platforms
Wow.
for these immersive experiences.
So it's not just about pretty graphics for games anymore.
It's not. They're building the tools to create new realities.
That's a big statement.
It is, and it goes beyond just gaming.
Okay, how so?
Their Omniverse platform.
Omniverse, okay.
It's a suite of tools.
Tools for what?
Creating 3D worlds, simulations, digital twins.
Digital twin? What are those?
Virtual replicas of real-world things.
Interesting.
So architects, designers, engineers.
They're all using this.
Even scientists creating simulations, training AI.
So the metaverse is not just about VR headsets and hanging out.
It's not. It's about how we work, learn, collaborate.
Even train for real-world stuff.
That's the idea.
But it's still early days, right?
It is, but they're seeing traction. Companies are using Omniverse for serious applications.
Like who?
BMW designing virtual factories.
Wow.
Ericsson simulating 5G networks.
And Lockheed Martin, I read they're using
For military training, yeah.
So it's not just about virtual reality headsets and hanging out.
It's not. It's about how we work, learn, collaborate.
Even train for real-world stuff.
That's the idea.
But it's still early days, right?
It is, but they're seeing traction.
Really?
Companies are using Omniverse for serious applications.
Really?
BMW designing virtual factories.
Wow.
Ericsson simulating 5G networks.
And Lockheed Martin, I read they're using it.
For military training, yeah.
So it's already having a real impact.
It is, and NVIDIA's positioning themselves as a leader.
Just like with AI and data centers.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the metaverse. What about autonomous driving?
Another major growth area.
How are they approaching it?
With the same innovation and ambition.
So how are they involved?
They developed a platform called Drive.
Drive.
Provides everything car manufacturers need.
For what?
For self-driving cars.
So not just the chips.
Nope.
They're building the whole system.
The brains, the nervous system, pretty much.
What does this Drive platform include?
High-performance GPUs.
Okay.
Software for autonomous driving.
And even
simulation tools.
Simulations for what?
Testing vehicles virtually before they hit the road.
It sounds incredibly complex.
It is, but are we close to self-driving cars?
That's the big question.
It's getting closer. Companies like Tesla,
yeah.
Waymo, Cruise, they're testing on public roads.
Making progress.
Significant progress. And NVIDIA is a key partner.
Providing the computing power.
And the software, making it all possible.
It's mind-blowing to think about.
It is. Cars driving themselves. But there's so many questions. About safety regulation, the ethics of AI.
Exactly.
NVIDIA gets it.
They do.
Working with regulators, safety experts, the public.
To make sure it's done responsibly.
The goal.
So they're not just focused on the tech itself.
They're thinking about the bigger picture.
Which is important.
Absolutely. Great power, great responsibility.
They're taking their role seriously.
Very seriously.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
Gaming, AI, data centers, metaverse, autonomous driving.
It's a lot.
It is. They have a global reach.
Their technology is everywhere.
It's really affecting almost every aspect of our lives.
It is. They've come a long way from that Denny's booth.
But their story isn't over.
Not even close. They're constantly pushing boundaries.
Always looking for the next big thing. It makes you wonder.
What will they conquer next?
What new frontiers will they explore?
It really is the million-dollar question.
It is. If we look at their history, they have this knack for finding those niche areas.
It's become huge.
That end up being foundational to tech.
It's amazing.
Like they have a radar for disruption.
They do.
But it's not just about spotting trends.
Right.
It's about having the guts to go all in.
When others are skeptical?
Yeah, like pouring resources into AI.
AI and data centers.
When those markets were tiny,
Relatively small, yeah.
it was a calculated risk
It was. Took a lot of vision.
to see how those investments would pay off.
Down the line.
And they haven't been perfect.
Nope.
We talked about those controversies.
Right, the GTX 970 memory issue.
The GeForce Partner Program backlash.
Those could have derailed them.
For sure.
But they learned.
They adapted.
Became more transparent, more mindful of the competition.
Sign of maturity.
It is, for sure.
So they've got the vision, they take risks, they adapt.
They learn from their mistakes.
What else? What's key to their success?
What can we learn from them?
Yeah, as individuals.
Navigating our own careers, businesses.
Right.
One thing is their focus on innovation.
They're always pushing the boundaries.
They're never content.
It's not just about new ideas, right?
Right. It's about the culture.
The culture.
Encouraging experimentation.
Embracing failure.
It's a learning opportunity.
So you can't just say, we're innovative.
You have to actually create the environment for it.
Where people feel safe to try things.
Even if they fail.
So try new things, even if you're not sure.
You never know what you'll discover.
Great advice. And it ties into
adaptability.
Adaptability. The world is changing so fast.
Especially in tech.
If you don't adapt,
you're going to get left behind.
Think about how NVidia pivoted.
From that near-death experience
with the NV1
to becoming the leader.
Major shift in thinking.
Couldn't have done it if they were stuck in their old ways.
So embrace change. Be a lifelong learner.
Don't be afraid to pivot.
Straight from the NVIDIA playbook.
It is.
But they're not just about individual brilliance.
Right. They've built an ecosystem.
Collaborations with universities.
Research institutions, developers.
Car manufacturers, everyone.
It's a network effect.
Amplifies their impact, right.
Right. They tap into a wider pool of talent.
So partnerships are key.
They are.
But it's not just about making deals.
It's about building relationships.
Shared purpose.
Exactly.
And that's something we can all do.
In our own lives, yeah.
Build relationships with people who inspire you.
Challenge you, help you grow.
More connections, more opportunities.
That's the truth.
Okay. Key takeaways from NVIDIA's journey. But let's be real.
Okay.
They face challenges too.
Everyone does.
What could slow them down?
Well, top of mind right now.
Yeah.
The global chip shortage.
Right. That's been going on for a while.
Impacting their production.
Can't meet demand.
Even with the best ideas, the best engineers.
Limited by external factors?
Exactly. Supply chains, global events.
It's tough.
And they have intense competition.
Intel, AMD.
Always innovating.
Trying to take market share.
They are.
So NVIDIA can't get complacent.
They have to keep pushing. Anticipate the next big thing. Like they've done in the past. Exactly. And the regulatory landscape is getting complex.
Antitrust, data privacy.
Governments are watching big tech.
NVIDIA has to navigate that carefully.
Very carefully.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is.
But if anyone's up to the challenge,
it's probably NVIDIA.
They've proven they can overcome obstacles.
Time and time again.
It's not just about adapting and innovating, though.
Yeah.
It's about their commitment to impact.
Positive impact on the world.
Using their technology to solve big problems.
Climate change, disease, education.
It's inspiring to see that.
It is.
A company with their power using it for good.
Makes you feel hopeful.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive
on NVIDIA,
they're a force to be reckoned with.
They are.
Shaping the future. And their story's not over.
Not even close.
Keep your eyes on NVIDIA. They're just getting started.
Who knows what they'll do next?
Maybe someday we'll be doing a deep dive on whatever company comes out of a Denny's booth.
20 years from now.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would.
Until then, keep exploring, keep learning.
Stay curious.
And that's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive.
We'll be back soon
with another deep dive
into the world of tech,
innovation, and the future.
Thanks for listening.